Just like working out and going to the gym, once we begin to unplan our lives and build the muscle of faith, it is such an exciting way to live. I had an ex-girlfriend, and we were so opposite. She wanted to plan and organize and have everything set out, and there was a big need to control. This made for a very stale and predictable existence, which in some instances, yeah, maybe it is very useful. But I think we sacrifice the passion and joy and spontaneity of life with our need to control, organize, plan, structure. And one of the great things about traveling to third world countries is that there is not that tightened sense of structure and conformity, and it can be frustrating at times, but it also can be unpredictable and spontaneous and open us up to just great, incredible new experiences. I remember a time I was in Europe, backpacking through Europe, and I didn't know. I got off the plane, took a metro, the tube in London. Had no idea where I was going to go, where I was going to sleep. And when you travel, you begin to build that muscle of faith that things just work out. Things just work out. And then I ended up meeting somebody who ended up living near me, who had experience traveling, and we got a place. He kind of showed me the ropes, and then I was able to go off on my own. And then I missed a train, and I ended up having to sleep in the train station. And there I met like 4 or 5 incredible other people that we just locals, some of them locals, and others travelers, and we just stayed up all night talking. And it's experiences like that that just make a person so happy to be alive. But it requires letting go. It requires trusting. It requires faith. As I was driving up here, my gas tank the gauge is not working right. So I never know exactly when I'm going to run out of gas. And it was a long drive where there was this, big chunks of road where there's no gas stations. And I'm just driving, and I'm like, the mind starts going, oh, what if you run out of gas? It's late at night. You're not going to know what to do. You're going to be stuck on the side of the road. It's not safe. The mind started doing all that stuff. And then I just said, you know what? If I run out of gas, I run out of gas. There's nothing I can do about it. And it was kind of exciting. And then eventually, I found a gas station and was able to get gas, and everything worked out. So much in our life, things just work out if we just let them. And it's that future, we take ourselves into the future of trying to keep ourselves safe, secure, and comfortable. And we try to plan and say, okay, well, if I do this, then that will happen. And then that will work out all right. And just saying, you know what? Yeah, there's some things we have to plan. If we're going on a trip, we have to plan, buying tickets, maybe setting up a hotel reservation, whatever. But the majority or many things in life, we can just let go. Hey, throw it to the wind and say, you know what? Wind, I'm going to follow your current. Wherever you take me, that's where I'll end up. And so much of our worry, if you look back on your life and think about all the things you worried about, all the things, the fears and the stress and the strains and the struggles, and all that energy wasted or that we invested in worrying and fear, and things ended up working out. And oftentimes, things end up working out better when we allow time to pass, and we can look back, hey, at the time I was really upset about that, or that relationship didn't go right, but now I'm with the most incredible person, or I got fired from one job and another job opened up, and it's it's just trusting the universal life energy. It's the same force that a baby foal knows to get up and suckle its mother and to stand up right away, or the homing pigeon that knows the direction in which to fly. There's that inbuilt force within all of us that we just don't allow to work in our lives because we're so trapped in the mind and the ego and the fear and security, control, and comfort. So embracing things going wrong, allowing the space for failure, allowing the space for breaking down on the road, the side of the road, and just relaxing, letting go, and not shooting your energy outward in the material world by trying to control it, by trying to analyze it and plan it. It's the world, the material world is chaotic, it's unpredictable, it's unstable, it's crumbling. Why do we want to invest so much life energy and resources in chaotic matter when within us lies the greatest reservoir of fulfillment? Right within us. Everything we need to be joyous, content, and happy is within. And it's taking moment to moment and being present in that moment, and then being present in the next moment. And this is something that doesn't come overnight. You practice it with the small things, practice it with eating. How many times do we eat and we're just shoveling the food, and we just want to get to the end result. I just want to finish this food, or I just want to have the satisfaction of a full stomach, instead of taking it and tasting it and really being present with our food, being present when we drive, being present when we speak to other people, and just trusting that things work out. Things will work out. Let go. We need to let go of that steering wheel. And then we could see, then that muscle of faith can be strengthened and built and used. And it's always interesting. People in impoverished countries, I find, have just an inner joy that radiates outward, and a faith and trust that most people in the Western world don't have. And I was like, why is that? Why are they so... They don't worry as much, they don't stress, and they have, a fraction of what we have materially. Well, one, all the material things that we have come at a price. All our energy is invested in the material world, in money, jobs, possessions, all these things. But two, they have practiced using the muscle of faith. Their daily lives are challenging, and they go through many struggles. And so that muscle of faith is constantly being exercised. And, the trivial things that we worry about don't even faze them. And I'm generalizing, I realize this, but it's been my general experience when traveling that because they have people in the third world countries or impoverished countries have so little materially, their resources, their life energies invested inward, and they're able to be happy with or content with just very little. And they, instead of being drawn out with money and all these things, they can't find fulfillment because they don't have the opportunity. So where they find their fulfillment is within and connecting with other people, just developing really meaningful connections with other people. And I think it was Gandhi who talked about a reporter was saying, "Oh, Gandhi, your country, it's so poor. It's really sad. It's a travesty how impoverished people are." And he said, "No, it's a travesty in your country, because in my country, if a homeless person has a banana and there's someone else who's hungry beside him, he'll give either the whole banana or half the banana to the other person. And in your country, every man for himself, and the person will just scarf down the banana."